Welcome in, everyone. I'm SquishableMoon, your shooting star with a ranch addiction and fewer brain cells than the common garden snail. And welcome back to my channel, The Furry Fandom. Yes, sometimes a great place to be in, and other times a cesspool of deranged and weird and erratic behavior. But you guys didn't think I was gonna dive into the furry fandom this fast again, did ya? Well, just like furries, I am a cringe person who likes to talk about cringe topics, and today we're going to be talking about another furry species. That is right, I only have so many ideas in my own little tiny noggin that I can use for species ideas, so I'm going to be dipping my toes into other species ideas. While we're going to be doing open species, closed species, and semi-open species, I will be entering some of my own species into the mix whenever I feel like I have the chance. Everything you can imagine I am going to be talking about. Now, there is a debate whether closed species are good or not, but we are not going to be talking about that or focusing on that topic. That could be a whole nother video I can monetize, and I'm not exactly informed enough to make that video quite yet. Instead, we're going to be talking about an open species that I recently found out for the first time, and for the first time on my channel, we're going to be talking about a species other than my own. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, squishies, aren't furries cringe? And yes, you would be right. Furries are indeed very cringe. But I am here to indoctrinate you into the furry subculture and get you into making your own fursona in less than an hour because I want everyone to become furries just like me, so I feel less cringe about it. And lucky for you, we're going to be talking about a fresh new baby of a species that just launched probably 2 weeks ago, and the first anniversary wasn't that long ago. Today, we are going to be talking about Stardogs. The first place we are going to look is the owner's Discord. The Discord is easily findable if you go to the Instagram of the creators. I will be linking it in the comments so you can join if you want. It is an 18+ Discord, but it is completely safe for work. So what are exactly Stardogs? We're going to take a look at their rules and regulations on what a Stardog is. So, Stardog rules and welcome. Stardogs are an open species with very few rules and regulations. Please look through the rules and guidelines before making your own Stardog. No need for admin approval. As long as you follow the guidelines, we would like to see it and see you share it. Alright? Stardog rules and body types. So, we have 3 different types. We have feral, more human-like, and more furry-like, which is great. Of course, the feral bodies do not allow not safe for work, not feral-minded, and not self-aware and talks. Good to know. We can have any kind of breed. Any domestic dog breed is 100% valid. Dog breeds only, no sharks, lions, bat, etc. hybrids allowed. Just keep it if it is dog breed only. Doodles, husky mix, etc. are 100% allowed, and no dog breed shaming, which is really nice to hear. They do make a correction. We do not condone anyone gatekeeping ear, tail shapes. More than one person can have circles, squares, bubbles, crosses, and all of that, which is great to hear. We got the ears. We have different kinds of ears. They can have any shape, stars, hearts, moons, and so some sort of solid shape is required on the tips of the ears. Any shape you like. Both shapes must be on both the ears and tail to match. Shapes on ears have to match the tail. Any dog style tail, but you have to have the shape on the end of the tail to match the shape that's on the ears. Shapes on ears and tails are required. More tail info at the end. Alright, markings. We require that you have 5 solid star shapes somewhere on the fur. It can be large and prominent or hidden within the rest of the markings. You can have 1 star or 1,000,000 as long as there is at least 1 visible star on the fur as a marking. You are good to go. That is awesome. So you can have stars anywhere on the body. Very cute. We have paws. We can have both front and back. Can have 3, 4, and 5 toes. Paw pads on the fingers have to be standard shape, but the palm of the paw, big center paw pad can be any shape. You can have 4 or 6 legs on your Stardog. Now, this is one of my favorite parts, the eyes. They can have 1, 2, 3, or 4 eyes. Your Stardog can have up to 4 eyes. The pupils can be any shape or completely normal. All Stardogs' eyes can have a soft glow to them since they can see in the dark. Stardogs' eyes can be any combination of colors, including a full rainbow, and have fun. So Stardogs are closely related to dragons. If you don't know, Stardogs are also part dragons. They can have horns. Your Stardog does not need to have horns. Unicorn horns are also acceptable. You can have 1 or 2 horns on your Stardog. Spikes are allowed on the back of the head, down the spine, and on the tail. Any type of horn shape is acceptable as long as it is safe for work. They can also have antenna. 2 kinds of antenna are available. First, we have the simple bald, rounded off stalks with no shapes on the tips. The second option is antenna with the same shapes as your ears and tail. Yes, it has to be the same shape antenna, but antenna are not required. You can have both horns and antenna. More information on the tail. Canine style, any type of canine tail is allowed. It is the main and most common tail, but extra long dragon tails are also encouraged. Both kind of tails can have spikes. Your Stardog can also have multiple tails. The only thing we ask is that the tails have the constant shape with the ears. Stardog rules. If you're reading this, then you are good to go. We cannot wait to see what you create. But before you ask, yes, you are allowed to make your own Stardog, adopt, pre-mades. We refuse to gatekeep the species. Please contact an admin if you have any questions. They also have some lore, which we can read. Stardogs inhabit in otherwise typical modern day life populated by anthropomorphic animals. But to explain how they got there in the first place, let's flash back several hundred years to the arrival of a celestial star dragon. Celestial star dragons were incredibly powerful magical creatures that came to this world from the stars, residing amongst the animals and underlying in a golden age of peace and prosperity. They were deeply revered and nearly worshipped by animals for their magical gifts, but the dragons had a special fondness for dogs. Dogs were always the best companions, the best listeners, the ones who saw the otherwise immortal beings as feeling creatures who could experience pain, loss, sadness like anyone else. And so, with time, they came from dragons to return to the stars from whence they came. It was the dogs who were chosen to bear the dragon's final greatest gift, and it was only a mere 3 months after the dragons left that the first Stardogs were born. These innately magical creatures that were infrequently and randomly born from a regular dog couple soon began to pop up all over the place. They each had their small amounts of residual magic left over by the celestial dragons and manifested in a number of interesting ways. The varies differently shapes on the tips of their ears and tails and emit a soft glow whenever they felt a strong positive emotion. 2 or more Stardogs sleeping in close proximity could even experience shared dreams and would be able to influence others' dreams. And most notably, the departed celestial dragons provide a way of saying thank you to the dogs who had emphasized with the provided a listening ear to them in many generations. In much of the same spirit, a troubled mind or a broken heart could always find a strange and unnatural peace in the warm, calming presence of a Stardog. They are naturally produce an aura of positive energy that makes themselves feel safe, warm, and loved. So that is the basic lore that we have. They are going to be updating the lore, but their species is based off of positive energy, love, and compassion. They have official art, they have questions, they have let me know that they love suggestions, they love people who ask questions, they have free to use bases, they have official adopts, they have all the server rules, general, safe for work, gaming, fursuits. And of course, they had entered a place where I can show off some of these amazing Stardogs as well. We can take a look at some of these. We've got this amazing Stardog by Zephyr. This is very cute. I am loving the ears. Oh, that is really cute. Lightning bolts. That's very interesting. We have a Cerberus one by Milo and Friends. This one is absolutely adorable. I am loving the multiple tails and the multiple different horns. That is really cute. By Orbit, we have this adorable cloud-looking dog with stars and rainbows. I love that. That's so cute. It is a corgi as well. We have by Glorified Drabies. That is a really cool name. We got a cute Stardog. But yeah, if you go, you can see all different kinds of Stardogs. They have plenty of different kinds. You can make any kind of dog with stars anywhere on their body. And as long as their ears and their tails match, that is totally fine. Something that I'd also like to mention is that you do not have to make a Stardog to be in this server. You can make any kind of star animal, whether it be a rat, a cat, a worm on a string, or anything, and you can put it in their non-canon Stardog folder. They have one for your canon Stardogs and one for the non-canon Stardogs. So you can take their designs, you can take their information, and you completely make a new OC out of it, or turn one of your OCs into a Stardog. Now, I was able to get an interview with them and ask them some questions. Let's get into that now. Okay, starting the recording. Okay, so just in case any of you guys don't know, I'm SquishableMoon, also known as SquishyMoon. I am a content creator on Twitter and every other platform, especially on YouTube. I have almost 3K subscribers, and we are going to be interviewing the Stardog species today. And do you guys want to introduce yourselves really quick?
Yeah, for sure. I guess I'll start. I'm Cass the Saber. I am the head admin and co-creator of the species. Um, Jackson, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jax. I am not using my own account because me and Cass are currently engaged and we live together, so my account may disappear at one point from this call, but my name is Jax or Milo. I am the designer of this species, and one of the head admins, and co-owner of the species Stardogs.
I'll go. My name's Raven. I'm one of the admins here, and the owners are definitely my bestest friends ever. Cause yes.
My name is Skull. I'm another one of the admins on the team. Cass and Jax are also some of my bestest friends, so I'm doing my best to help them out here.
Okay, so how long have you guys been in the furry fandom?
Oh god.
I have been in the fandom on I guess on and off since 2016. But consistently since 2019. I made my main persona in December of 2018, and it's been sort of uphill from there, I guess.
I guess for me, since I met my first furry in middle school at a Comic-Con, and I couldn't figure out what furry was until 2018, and I didn't officially, do anything in the fandom until, 2019 was when I started, actually doing my research on it, so, 19. Basically, Cass made me a furry.
Yes, I did.
So for me, I've been in the fandom for about at least 7 or 8 years now. I started when I was in middle school.
For me, I've been in the fandom for, I want to say, the past 8 years. I found out about the community through a friend my freshman year of high school and kind of got hooked on the character creation.
Oh, okay. So, creating a species is never easy. How did you guys come up with the species, and was it a group effort?
I'm gonna be totally honest. Milo, the first Stardog, which is my profile picture, the one next to Cass, at least on our screen. Oh, now Milo's gone. Milo heard his name and he's gone. um, Milo we just made up on the spot. There is some reasoning behind Milo, but literally nothing deep. We made him and we thought that he was super cute. We couldn't pick the species. He was just a canine with stars on his ears and his tail. We know that that's been done before, but we're just he kind of looks like a dog dragon, but not really. I was thinking about calling him a wish dragon, then I'm like, nah, he doesn't have that super long body like Falcor from Neverending Story. So we came up with Stardogs as a species for him, and then we were sick when we made Milo, so we got bored, and species happened.
Yeah,
After that.
pretty
There's
much.
nothing really deep, honestly.
The short version of it is we were sick and we were bored, and we said, screw it, let's make a species because that's something that furries do. Yeah?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. There are so many species out there. It is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like at first it was just between me and Cass, but ever since bringing in Skull and Raven and just the entire community in general, it has become a group effort. We've received so many different ideas. We've received criticisms. We've received an amazing amount of support. So as of now, it is a group effort.
Yeah.
Because of just how many different ideas this community has on making the species better. We've roped in literally everybody at this point.
Yeah. I've been having a lot of fun receiving feedback from people on the lore. I'm primarily in charge of writing out the lore bits, but Jackson and I come up with most of those ideas together. I'm just the one who, organizes them and everything.
Okay. Was there one specific reason you wanted to make a species, or have you always enjoyed making furry species?
I tried to make a species, not gonna lie, a long time ago. And sadly I just never did anything with it. And we've talked about this before in the past, but we never actually like did anything with it. It's just now that we have the time, we decided why not.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah, again, this was kind of just like a spur of the moment thing.
Okay, so you had the time and you just felt like it, so you were like, why not? Let's go ahead and do it.
It was one of those ADHD spur of the moment, like all the motivation at once.
I
things.
see. You were sick with ADHD and your brain was like, we must do this now.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's never gonna happen any other way.
No, I totally agree. That is how usually the best things come about.
Exactly.
We talked a bit on Instagram, and I remember you mentioning you dislike closed species. Totally fine. So, why an open species and not a closed species?
So I'm gonna answer this. So closed species, in my personal opinion, is a bit of a dumb concept, especially when money's involved. I do see a lot of people creating characters they think are unique, only for the communities of those closed species to come after them harshly. Overall, I think it's kind of stupid, which is why StarDog exist. We don't want to gatekeep a design concept, but we did want to build a community for characters and new people alike.
Literally the best way you could have worded that.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, we created Stardogs because we do not want to gatekeep this idea, and we don't want to tell people, no, you can't make that character. It looks too similar to this species. Rar. We don't want to be like that.
Oh yeah, that's totally valid. I have seen some bigger species, I won't name which ones, come after people who probably have never heard of their species before and make them get rid of a character that was perfectly fine and only shared a couple similarities. I mean, the furry fandom is so large nowadays that you are going to have repeating characters. It is just how it's going to be. And I think it's a little silly to come after people just because an OC looks a little similar, which is why all my species are open. But I am on the fence. I can see closed species being okay. It just depends on how they're done. After taking a look at your species, I can tell it has a very open concept. Are you planning on ideas for more traits, or are you going to keep it simple?
We might, right now, because the species they're not even 2 weeks old, are they?
Yeah,
No, as of Thursday, they will be 2 weeks old.
Yes.
And recording this today is Tuesday. So the species is not even 2 weeks old. So they might get more traits. Traits we are definitely not gonna include are like wings, fins, or gills of any kind, just because it does not work with the lore, which is also still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some like biological traits such as bioluminescence, little bits of magic, and other just things that we are still going to come out with. We just want to finalize like how we are going to present that, because we're also trying to make up a document
Yeah.
for the species so we can post it more places. But as of right now, physical traits, probably not too much, because there is only like 3 requirements,
Mhm.
which is the shapes on the ears and the tail, and then the 5 pointed stars marking somewhere on the body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, like I said, this is definitely a group effort. If we receive feedback and we have someone telling us, hey, it would be really cool if Stardogs could have this feature, the two of us might find a way to put it into the lore. There are a lot of people who really want to make Skulldog, like Scully Stardogs.
Mhm.
And we're currently trying to figure out a way, if at all, if there was a way that we could make that fit into the lore, and if we can, then awesome, because we personally really want to see that. So yeah.
No, that would be absolutely amazing. I love seeing all the different kinds of characters. I like that it's a simple species right now, that there's only a couple requirements, because then after the requirements are filled, you can basically go ham and do whatever you want as long as it fits in with the lore. And even if it doesn't fit in the lore, you guys have a chat for non-canon characters. They can make whatever they want, and I just think that's a really unique concept.
There's the star rat, and it is so cool. I'm in love with the star rat.
We love the Star Rat so much. We'll yeah. I'd love to send you the art of the Star Rat, and like ask if they wanted to be featured, just so you
Yeah,
can clap it up
that
on
would
the
be
screen
fun. I
here.
would love to feature some like non-canon.
I'll definitely make it a point to be like, hey guys, you guys should send over the art to here so then you can be in the video, because
Exactly.
everyone needs to see Star Rat.
I'm gonna DM them later.
Awesome.
I see you guys are still updating the lore, as you said, being a new species and all. Do you have any exciting new lore in the works that you might want to share with the people watching this video?
Yeah,
Dream
totally.
spaces, in
Yeah.
my opinion, are the coolest. And also
yeah,
the
for sure.
celestial dragon designs are gonna be coming out soon.
Yeah, so first of all, Celestial Dragon designs are going to be coming out kind of soon. We don't have any particular plans on making it like we're not planning on making designs for them.
Like we're not planning on making species guidelines
Right,
for the
yeah.
celestial dragons. We're not gonna gatekeep celestial dragons. They're just, for those who don't know, celestial dragons are part of Stardog lore. I'm not gonna get into what they are, but we are gonna be releasing celestial dragon designs because they need to be featured for what we're calling dream space. At the moment, we do not have a better name for it as of right now.
Yeah,
But it's
but basically what it is so Stardogs have this innate magical ability to like influence each other's dreams if they're if they're sleeping in close proximity to each other. But if you get enough of them, like 30 or 40 of them, all sleeping in close proximity to each other, they can enter this sort of pocket dimension that we're calling a dream space. It's a working title right now, but basically that is a way for them to contact the celestial dragons that
created the species.
in the first place. So yeah.
So cuddle puddles go hard in the species, is what I'm hearing.
Cuddle puddles go
Oh, yeah.
absolutely hard.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, no, we had a lot of really cute, wholesome ideas like that. When we were creating the species lore, and
We wanted to create the ultimate comfort character.
literally, yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
I
And
love
I'm so
that. The
happy that
idea of like a comfort character open species where anyone can join, whether they're doing all of the traits or none of the traits, just feels like such an open, awesome environment where anyone can join whether they want to be a star dog or not.
Exactly. You don't have to make a Stardog to be part of the Stardog community. We're not gonna force that upon people, because a lot of furries already own a lot of characters. So, like, if you still want to be part of the Stardog community but don't necessarily want to create a Stardog, please join us. We will happily accept you into this awesome community.
Yeah.
So I recall you saying that Stardogs are a passion project. Is there any specific reason for that?
So, it's our first, like, big contribution to the fandom together. We did run fur meets for a while. Sadly, due to personal reasons, we've had to stop. Mainly just we were moving a little bit too much. But overall, the fandom has given us a lot. Besides besides the fur meet that we did run for a bit, it's just we were moving around too much. We wanted to give back to the fandom in some sort of way, and we weren't exactly too sure how to do that. But everyone loves custom species. Everyone loves having a sense of community. So with Stardogs, we wanted to give people that sense of community again that the furry fandom has given us. And we understand that a lot of people, when they first join the fandom, they want to be part of different custom species communities. I mean, I did. I joined the Dutch Angel Dragon community as soon as I could, and the Mannequin community. So we want to give that sense of community to new members.
I absolutely love that. And that feeds directly into the next question. What kind of community are you trying to build with Stardogs?
So,
So
I can answer that one too.
Yeah, go for it.
We wanted to build a fun, exciting community where people can be themselves and share things that they've made, whether that be art, fursuits, food, photography, stuff like that. We hope as the community continues to grow that people can find joy and friends within our server or just within the community as a whole.
what Skull said.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just a safe, loving, open community. And like as much as we can, obviously, not all furries are gonna be up for that. That's just a fact of life. But we are doing our best to provide a very supportive community. We love seeing every single new Stardog. We love seeing everyone's art. We love seeing everyone's non-canon Stardogs. I mean, again, Starrat. So we're doing our best to foster that kind of community. It was the community that I was given when I first joined the fandom, and I want to give that to everybody else as much as we can.
Yeah, like this isn't a question, but I do remember you bringing up Sparkle Dogs. That was one of the first
Oh my
communities
God.
that I joined when I was a furry, and I remember how wholesome Sparkle Dogs as a concept was when I first joined, and then it kind of turned more into a cesspool of disharmony and all that stuff. So it's really great to see another community that kind of brings out the sparkle dog mentality of just being yourself, even if you're a weird blob of colors. That's really wholesome.
We love being a weird blob of colors. That's my favorite.
Literally, Stardogs is just glorified Sparkle Dogs. That's all it is. That's all we're doing.
I
Pretty
love
much.
that.
Minus the just minus the craziness.
So for a harder question, do you have any worries or concerns about owning your own species? I know you've dealt with some things we won't mention. How are you dealing with that? Are you worried about anything?
Yeah, so I actually wrote out this response because I could go on for days about the worries and concerns as
Mm-hmm.
an overthinker. So I'm gonna loosely base my response on what I wrote. There's always gonna be concerns owning a species, no matter what. Again, as we've said, this fandom is massive. I mean, I literally have been at work and seen people in furry shirts and furry gear just out like in public normally. So there's no way to really avoid furries at this point. And that being said, there are a million different custom species. I know several people who own like 10. And that being said, it's gonna be done before. Whatever you put out nowadays, somebody else has done it. And it sucks. It's just part of reality. Um, but during making of Stardogs, we did a ton of research to make sure that there wasn't anything exactly like what what we had. We went to Instagram, we went to Twitter, we went to Facebook, we went to Google and TikTok. And we're not even active on Facebook. That's like how far we went. We looked through everything. We did not find anything close to it. But we are sad to say that about an hour before filming this video, we received a screenshot of someone else's screenshot of a species called star dragons by POSXM. I personally love POSXM's art and everything.
Mhm.
I did happen to go to their Discord, and sadly, I could not find much information on that species. So we have no idea if their lore is similar. We have no idea if their traits are similar. So like I said, there is always going to be another like species. Happily, the other species is an open species, but we're doing our best to make the lore and the community as unique as we can. We never are going to claim that Stardogs, the traits or the actual character design themselves are very unique. But we are doing our best to create a unique enough lore where we can say Stardogs is different enough.
Yeah.
I love how you put that. Yeah, with you exactly what you said. The furry fandom is so large nowadays that it is almost impossible to have a truly unique concept. You can try your best, but there's always going to be another OC, another species out there. And like I said, I did my research on your species, of course, as a good interviewee. And
Exactly.
I did see some people talking about the possum stuff, but I couldn't find anything on it. Really, some people were just mentioning it. I think this is just something that every species has to deal with, that your species looks like so and so's character, so and so's species. That is just something that I think everyone has to go through. Even making characters, that is just something you have to go through, especially if you are a new community like you are.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and the community is the one thing that no one can take from us.
Mm-hmm.
We have I like to think that we have built a really nice and welcoming community, like we said, and I like that that's not something that anyone can take from us.
For only existing for not even 2 weeks, I think that we built like a solid good group of people so far, and we
Yeah,
cannot wait
absolutely.
to spread that to everybody else because we've received so much love and support through the Discord server and even on Instagram, that we would just love to spread that and make sure that like other people have the chance to enjoy that as well.
I love that. So, are you planning on hosting any raffles, or are you going to sell any special Stardogs or traits?
So selling Stardog traits, we are not going to be doing anything like that. Again, this is a very open species.
Mm-hmm.
And like Skull said, we have a very large, like as a group and as admins also, we have a general dislike for closed species, and also we're not a fan of raffling off traits or making people pay extra money for creating their character, because as people who've struggled, like me and my fiance Cass, we have struggled quite a bit. We understand financial burdens and we do not want to limit anybody because of their financial burdens. So that being said, we will not be like selling any extra traits, but we will be hosting raffles that are completely free to enter, and for like free Sparkle Dog adopts and even possible tails in the future.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Because
fun. So, a few people are upset with not being able to use other fandoms to inspire their Star Dogs. This is something that I saw on Facebook but didn't know much about. Can you enlighten us about that?
Yeah, totally. So that is actually a misunderstanding. I was hesitant at first. Someone was asking in our Stardog questions channel, hey, can I like base my Stardog off of this character? Um and I said no at first because I thought they were talking about basing it off of like someone else's private furry character or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize at first that they were talking about like a character from a show.
only mentioned the character's name, and we were like, well, we don't know who that is. After like about 2 minutes later, we were told like this is a character from an anime, and we're like, oh yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah. With that being said, we absolutely do allow people to base their Stardogs off of like characters from fiction and whatnot. We don't have a problem with that at all.
Just don't someone else's character and turn it to a Stardog.
Please.
Okay, so it was just a misunderstanding. You thought they were going to try and steal somebody else's design, and you weren't up for that.
Yeah, we don't. So starting off the Discord server, we don't know all these people. We don't know everybody. So far we've had an amazing group, but we were just like, we don't know who this character is. Is it a furry? Is it from anime? Is it from a TV show? So without knowing who that character originally was, we were like, give us 1 minute. We're going to go do our research and then we'll come back to you. And about 2 minutes later, someone was just like sent a gif of the character and we're like, oh, it's from an anime. Like, yes, of course. You can.
I can see how there could be a misunderstanding there. Okay, yeah. Especially with it being a new species and you guys don't know. Obviously, you can't know every name of every character from every show. That makes perfect sense.
Exactly. We were just a little confused, but it immediately got fixed.
Resolved. Okay. Yeah. So I saw in your questions tab, I did read a lot of the questions from there that breeding charts weren't allowed. Can you tell me a little bit about why breeding charts aren't allowed, or if they are allowed, and if you've changed your mind on those?
So, breeding charts we allow the concept of breeding charts. We allow the concept of combining two characters that do belong to you or two characters from a show or anything else to make a new furry character. The only problem is that we are a very strictly safe for work Discord server, and it's a strictly safe for work, not exactly strictly safe for work species, but definitely on the Discord. And the word breeding chart does imply some relationships that we are not going to be allowing, I guess, because it's just not.
It just has an NSFW connotation to it that we don't want to.
I could not word that to save my life.
No, it's okay.
But we do allow breeding charts. Just please call them something else if you're gonna put them into our server.
Like fusion charts or combination charts.
Exactly, because then in the way the word fusion or combo or combination sounds more fun. It does not have any NSFW combination connotations. I cannot talk today to save my life. Yeah, it sounds like a cool sci-fi experiment if you call it a fusion chart. But yeah,
definitely.
We just don't allow the word breeding chart, but you are allowed to make something with the same concept.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I completely understand. The concept of breeding charts has been around since forever, but I can see how the name breeding charts has a sexual theming to it that you might not necessarily want in your community, just because it can make certain people uncomfortable, especially if there are, let's say, kid characters or feral characters in said breeding chart. It has sexual theming to it that not everyone is comfortable with.
And we do not support feral NSFW or child NSFW of any kind.
That is great to mention, yes.
Not allowed at all.
And that also goes for outside of the Discord, because the Discord is only 18 up, but the species is for all ages. We do have a Instagram. So that is also a thing for the Instagram. We ask no NSFW or feral NSFW of Stardogs in general. That is a thing for all ages, whether you're in the Discord or you're just looking at the Instagram.
Are you guys okay with people outside the Stardog community taking inspiration from Stardogs, even if they don't make a Stardog OC?
Star Rat, we want to see more. Make more Star Rats. Make an army. So yes, please. I want to see it. That already exists. I've seen dragons. I've seen My Little Pony characters. I've seen characters of all kinds with the shapes and on their ears and tail. Again, we never claimed that was unique. We just wanted to create a community that celebrates that kind of design trait. Again, like we want to see it as other characters. Again, make an army of Star Rats, please. But that's exactly why we took the suggestion of having a non-canon section in our Discord. Like, that's why we were so excited about it, because we want to see it. We're never gonna say like, hey, if you have that, you're evil, rar. We want to see. We just want to see more Star Rats. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, totally. Show
And
us your Star Rat.
the last question, what is the biggest misunderstanding about Stardogs?
That we think that we're totally unique. We do not think that we are unique at all. I have a sparkle dog with a moon on its tail. I'm not unique.
Yeah, we've never once tried to claim that Stardogs are in any way a closed species. A lot of people have been
oh my gosh. Well, if you want to comment on that,
please
do.
So in my original post, I clearly stated that they were an open species, that we weren't gatekeeping anything, that people with similar characters didn't have to claim their characters to be Stardogs, stuff like that. And I had a ton of comments that were saying that, oh, you're gatekeeping, or they're a closed species, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, did you not read my post?
or that we're copying Star Dragons.
Or that we're copying Star Dragons, that we're not unique, that we can't own a design that's so simple, and it was a mess.
Like, we don't own the design. We're not saying like don't do it. Like, we're not getting a copyright or anything on this. Like, oh my gosh. And also, we've never heard about Stardogs. Not Stardogs. What? I've heard about Stardogs. Star Dragons until like, again, an hour before we started recording.
Yeah.
We still don't have any information on Star Dragons whatsoever.
And that's all the questions I had. The floor is open to you guys if you have any final thoughts that you want to add to the video.
Make a Stardog. Join the community.
Do it!
Literally.
One of us. One
We would
of
love
us.
to have you guys
One
with
of
us.
Yeah, I will be doing my best to update the Instagram as much as we can. We just don't have a lot to put on there at the moment, but again, Stardogs are for all ages, of every single background, every single anything. Just we have very few rules. And we just ask that you go by the very few rules. And if you have any questions, if you join the Discord, please. You see one of our profile pictures. Attempt to add mine real quick. If you see one of us, make sure that's deafened. If you see one of us, please contact one of us if you have questions. We have an awesome community. In fact, we even have some fursuits in the progress being made.
Yeah.
I am currently making Milo into a fursuit. We have about 3 other people making fursuits at the moment, and once those are done, we will be sharing those to the Instagram. And we encourage you to make your own fursuits. We encourage you to make your own characters, your own art, whatever you want to do. We're just so excited to see this grow.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to make a comic and actual book of my 2 Stardog characters, so.
Oh my gosh. Also, Squishy, thank you so much for allowing us to do this, and thank you, Skull, for like setting this up for us.
Yeah.
You guys are absolutely amazing, and yeah, hopefully by the time that Squishy is done editing this, Squishy Stardog will be completed.
And then I will be one of you. And then one of us. Stardogs seem to be more of a place for a community than anything else. Whether you want a Stardog or you want somewhere to feel like home, it is based around Stardogs, which are basically a glorified sparkle dog, but in reality it is not about the species, it is not about the lore, it is finding a community to have fun with. There is just a place for you to finally go and feel like you have something to say and people to have fun with. I remember when I first joined the community and I loved Sparkle Dog's community. but it ended up going downhill over time as a lot of groups end up, you know, attacking people over the stupidest of things, or the group just goes dead. Stardogs is not a species that is closed to everyone. It is an open species that you don't even have to be a Stardog to enter. You could just want somewhere to feel like home, somewhere to feel like you are connected to something bigger than yourself. It is a place for you to have fun, post art, and yes, if you want to make adopts of Stardogs but not own a Stardog, you are more than welcome. It is not about the species. It is just a species like any other. There are thousands of species out there that look like Stardogs. They are not special, they are not unique, but that is the point. They are simple enough for everyone to get something they want out of it. And you are able to make just anything you want, whatever you want a Stardog to be, it can be. You can have a rat Stardog, you can have a cat Stardog. It is mainly about having a place and a community to feel safe in, like in the beginning places of the furry fandom. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome to the ending of the video. I am going to be raffling off some Stardogs that I made myself. These are adorable little babies. You do not have to join the Discord if you want. You don't have to like the Instagram. You are able to just, all you have to do to win one is comment down below which number, or any number, all of the numbers, any number you want. You know how it goes. Comment the number of the OC you want in the comments and you are entered into the raffle. These will be picked in about a week. Let's say on the 26th of January, I will be picking some winners. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all your dreams come true. Bye bye.